Okay, so this is welcome back to the channel. This is the next in the series, looking at the more advanced workflow that we've practiced. Once we've mastered the level, turn and the straight ascent and descent, we went on to look at how we could maneuver the aircraft so that we can do slow and fast flight, and most recently we did climbing and descending turns, which simply build on the skills and the workflow that we learned in the first few lessons around simply ascending and descending in a straight line. So we'll go through those here and just look at how and what those workflows need to make sure that you can maintain a stable control of the aircraft. So we're in a stable 70 knot climb in line with the runway, trim with the dashboard on the horizon. Just maintain that climb at 70 knots until we get about a mile from the airport. And we can start an ascending, a climbing left-hand turn. So again, maintain 70 knots. Step on the ball with the rudder just to keep the aircraft stable as it turns. You shouldn't need to trim because you're already in a trimmed climb. And then as you come onto the heading, roll out of the heading and maintaining the climb. And at the top of the climb, push forward on the yoke, push forward hard on the yoke. The aircraft will really want to climb. Maintain that push forward until the speed increases to your desired speed, 90 or 100 knots. And once you achieve the required speed, then RPM back to 2,300. And once the aircraft is stable, trim for a level flight. So for the right hand level turn, we want to first do a good lookout. Then we want to go right with the yoke, back pressure to avoid the aircraft descending as we lose the lift from the wings, and balance that with a right hand pressure on the rudder. And as we come out of that, the opposite, left hand with the yoke, balance with a slight left hand pressure on the rudder to stabilize into level flight. So for descending, the workflow is left to right. So carburetor heat on, the revs down to idle, hold back on the yoke until the speed bleeds off to 70 knots. Then at 70 knots progressively adjust the attitude so that you adopt the 70 knot stable descent, and then trim for the descent. So as you approach the bottom of the descent, about 200 before, carb heat to cold, revs back then to 2,300 and allow the aircraft to settle into level flight before trimming for that level attitude. So the climbing workflow is right to left, mixture, power, and then carburetor. Pull back on the yoke, the cowl on the horizon, settle into a 70 knot climb, and then trim for that stable climb. We're going to climb to 2,500 feet. Say don't chase the speed again, allow it to settle and then trim. To exit the climb, once again, push forward firmly but only progressively on the yoke. The aircraft will push back, really hard push back, so you need to hold the aircraft in the level attitude. Allow the speed to increase to whatever you decide, speed 90 or 100 knots, and then adjust the revs and trim for level flight. Okay, that's all I've got for you in this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you want to be notified when further videos are uploaded, subscribe, leave any comments. I'd love to hear from you, and I'll catch you next time.